Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So you guys love dark romance videos, so we're bringing you another dark romance video.
So make sure you hit that subscribe button. We love to give away free books on our channel. And this is probably like one of the last few times that you're going to hear us talk about these Cal Read books. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button because you want to be entered in to win all of those. And they are signed by Calla. So
yeah,
don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. And we will continue to be giving away free books on our channel. So make sure that you stay subscribed.
Definitely. Okay, so obviously we know that I'm the crazy one who loves dark romance. We've talked about this a lot. You enjoy them when you read them, but I was surprised. I haven't read as many as I thought this year.
Yeah, you and your monsters and surprise babies.
Say I had a lot of taboo, but not so much that. So, but that's okay. I got a good list. I'm sure you do too.
I do.
Let's do this.
Let's.
Okay. All right. So the first book I have is a Cora Riley book. This one I think kind of starts. I mean, if you're like me that read a lot of dark romance, there's gonna be dark elements, but it's more of a gray, if you ask me. But then again, I read dark constantly, so it takes a lot. So that is Dangerous Innocence by Cora Riley. This is her latest release, and by latest I mean it's been out for about a year now, maybe a little more. She hasn't put anything out since, but this is her new oh no, I lied. She has, but not in this world. There's been books that have come out since then. Sorry, I lied. Anyhow, her Sins of the Father did. But this one is the first book in her 5-leaf clover series. We haven't seen anything else yet for this one, but this is about Aisling and Lorcan. So Aisling is she lives in Ireland with her mom and her sister and her nephew. And her sister wants to be a model. She's a poor excuse for a mother. So Aisling takes care of her boy, and I think he's 4, the sister's little boy. And her sister decides that she's going to go to America and she's going to be a model. And so that's what she takes off for America. And after a few months go by and they haven't heard from her, Aisling gets really worried and figures out a way to get herself to America to figure out what's going on with her sister. When she gets there, she has an uncle who is a priest, and so she stays with him. And from there, she is introduced to Lorcan at a church service. He is the head of not the head, but he is the son to the head of the Irish mafia, and the head actually is in Ireland. So as far as the U.S. Irish mafia goes, he's in charge. And he's really intrigued by her. And then later, a day or two later, or later that night, I can't remember when it happened, she goes to this place looking for her sister, and it is like a sex auction kind of thing. And she ends up getting auctioned off, whether she realizes, like, she doesn't even realize what's happening. And Lorcan is the one who buys her. And so he decides he's going to force her to marry him instead. And there's a lot of stuff that goes with that. So it's a good forced marriage. The audio is great. There is an Irish accent. It's great. It's great. It's good. So there you go.
All right.
What do you got?
Okay, I'm going dark right out of the gate with the Iron Tiara by Beth Flynn. So if you've been around for a little bit on our channel, you've heard us talk about the 9 Minutes trilogy. It is phenomenal and definitely a great place to start if you enjoy dark romance or MC romance and you want to be captivated from the very, very beginning. I highly recommend reading that first before you start this. But if you're not interested in reading the 9 Minutes trilogy, you can go ahead and read this, but there will be spoilers in this from 9 Minutes. So be warned. All right. So in this book, we have Christy. Christy's just living her life. She really wants nothing to do with her family that much. She's trying to take care of her brother, who's just making really bad choices and things. But she finds herself getting kidnapped and held for ransom because Anthony kidnaps her and holds her for ransom because her dad owes him a lot of money. And he thinks this is the best way to go about getting that money back. She's like, though, look, I don't like Van either. Let me help you take him down. Like, we could work together. You really don't have to hold me. Let's take him down. But he doesn't really understand just how much she does not like him. And we kind of start the story off there. So this is got a little captor captive in it. You probably could say there's some Stockholm syndrome as well, but the story is so well developed. It is phenomenal, but it's definitely very dirty. It's definitely very dark and dirty MC, like that sort of thing. So be forewarned before you start this one, but it is so good. I loved it a lot.
So my next book is, again, Mafia. I promise these are not all Mafia, but this one is. It's not, I don't feel like this is like crazy dark yet. I mean, it's got dark elements, but we'll get darker as we go here. So this is the fourth book by Gabrielle Sands in her the Fallen series. This one is When She Loves, but this one is my favorite so far of the series. I've read 2.5. I haven't finished the second book, but this one is about Cleo and Raphael. So Raph is supposed to marry Cleo's sister. Cleo's sister has been betrothed to him. Raph is a very cold, dark guy. Like he's obviously like these guys are unfeeling and scary. And Cleo's sister finds out that she is pregnant, and she's pregnant by somebody else, obviously not Raphael. And so Cleo steps up to marry Raph in her sister's place. And that's all that I'm going to say about that one. That's all I was going to say about that one, just because it was really, really good. I really enjoyed this one, but that's all you need to know. It's all good.
Okay.
All right. What do you got next?
Well, my next one is Mafia. So this is Mafia dark. It's not super dark, but it has some darker elements to it.
Yeah.
So I have Dark Russian Angel by Odette Stone. So we have Andrusha? Yes! And Olivia. So this starts off the Vancouver Mafia series, but there's only a few books in it, and then it seems like Odette Stone kind of just disappeared from writing. I don't know what happened. I love her books, though. So we have Andrusha, who is the head of the Russian mafia in Vancouver. And we see him a little bit in some of the hockey books. And so Olivia is staying, like, trying to escape a really bad situation. And he is monitoring this house when he sees her scaling down, like, out the window from the second floor and trying to scale down onto the ground. And she's running from some guys that are after her because she saw somebody kill somebody, and she's a witness for the I want to say state, but it's in Canada, so it's probably not said that way. She's a witness, and bad guys obviously don't want their witnesses alive. So she's trying to get out of this house and basically run for her life. And he picks her up and offers her protection while this whole trial and stuff is going on, because he basically tells her, like, hey, they're not going to keep you safe. Like, the cops keep dying. Like, this is not going to work out for you. So basically she has to decide, does she trust another mobster with her life, or does she go on the run? And then if she decides to trust him, how much can she trust him? And this is a romance, so you kind of see where this is heading. Dang it. I muted myself. I really enjoyed this one. It definitely has dark stuff happening, and I don't want to give stuff away because as it goes on, like, other things happen that you would consider more darker elements, but it's not like nitty gritty dark.
It's not pitch black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very mafia typical for dark.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Very good.
Yes, it is. I like both those books. I shouldn't say it's. I thought it was going to be a series. There's 2 books out, and I read both, and I enjoyed both. So, yeah.
I know, and then it's like she just stopped writing.
I know, she wrote the Vancouver Wolves, and everybody loved them, and then these 2,
and then these 2, and that's the last you kind of see her. I don't know.
Maybe she's just someone who's slower at writing than some of these other authors that just crank them out constantly. Who knows?
I don't know.
Okay, so my next book is not Mafia. It's historical. And
Oh, a dark historical. There's a twist.
Dark Regency romance. And that is Brutal Serpent by Kate Raven. We can always depend on Kate to pull something out for us that's going to be dark or taboo, and she does. So this is about Catherine and the Viscount Saint Earth. So it's time, you know, when you're in London in the town. I hate saying it that way. I know that's how they said it, but it just sounds like I'm saying town wrong. I don't know. Anyhow, it's courting season. It's time to go husband hunting, as they did back then. And so Catherine is being thrust out there by her parents. Little does she know, her father has squandered their money. They are broke and they are losing everything. Now, Saint Earth has a problem with her dad. He wants revenge on her dad for some reason. And so he has figured out the way to do that is to marry Catherine and to get her pregnant so that he has an heir. And then he will inherit everything. And he'll be able to make her family even more destitute than what they're supposed to be. Because then they owe him, because he will pay off all their debts when they do that. And so that's what he does. He is cruel. He is mean. This is dark. It is bully. It's bully on top of that, because he's a jerk to her as well. But it's got breeding, which makes me happy. So, yay! It was so good. It's not very long, and it was good. Really good.
Okay. Well, my next book is the first book in the Sinner's Playground by M.T. Morgan. And this kind of sets up a dark series, and it's academia, like dark academia. And I know that's been a request before from some people. So here you go. If you're looking for dark academia, this is the series for you. So the first book in the series is called We Dance in Sin, and this is Brixley and Beckett. I'm going to say Brexley because I think that's how it's said, right?
Sure.
Okay. And Beckett. So Brixley has a very traumatizing event that happens to her, which you see kind of on page, but you find out a little bit in. So I don't want to give too much information away on that, which leads her to some of the choices that she's going to make. And at college, there is a group called the Misfits, and you get initiated into this. So think, what am I trying to think of? There was a movie like this, but I can't think of the name of it. So think kind of sorority, but like dark sorority, if you will. And there's like some pretty hardcore initiations into it, and people start dying, which is concerning, as you can see. And so that is how our story starts off. And Brixley and Beckett are kind of thrown together when she is picked to be a part of this initiation process. And Beckett is already one of the misfits. So she's got to kind of ask herself, like, is this attention that she wants, or is this attention she does not want? So definitely dark here, but I really don't want to give anything away. So it's really hard to talk about dark sometimes because you can't say certain things without giving the whole thing away. So it's like, sorry that I don't have more information, but I don't want to give anything away.
Yep.
So check it out.
Okay. Well, that's going to be what happens in my next book, but we're still going to talk about it for a second. I just don't want to give too much away. Okay. So my next book is Counts of Eight. It is by Bryn Ford. It is the first book in her Four Families series. It might be a trilogy. I can't remember how many books are in it, but it's the first book. So this is about Anya and Ezra. So Anya has been a captive of the Russian Bratva for quite a while. She is forced to perform as a ballerina, and she is basically their slave. And her life and whether or not she survives depends on her performance. So she needs a partner. They need to change it up. So these guys kidnap Ezra, and she has to teach Ezra everything she knows about dance, everything she knows about surviving in this world, because their survival, the two of them now, depend on each other, and it depends on their performance and what they do for this head of the Sprocket. So it is very cruel. It is very dark, but it is so very good. This is the first book out of them. It does end on a cliffhanger. but just it's just good. It's really good. It's so good.
Okay.
Okay.
My next one is called Human Pet Prison by Loki Renard, and this is part of the Possessive Alien series. So isn't this a role reversal we're having?
It really is. It really is. Okay.
Okay, so this is definitely dark. We have Silver, who is our human heroine, and she is out to destroy all of Loki's kind. Like, she is out on a vendetta and she's gonna take them down no matter the risk or the cost. And she ends up getting caught and being put in prison. And Loki is the prison guard there. And Loki is used to only getting the worst of the worst in his prison. So he's a little thrown off by this soft, delicate human, as he describes her. And he doesn't quite understand why maybe he doesn't think of her the same as he does all of his other prisoners. And he might start to kind of have some feelings for her. But he like is on, like, he runs this prison ship and he's the head person guarding all these people. So that doesn't really work for him to develop feelings for one of his prisoners. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Okay. All right. Well, I don't think that we can have a dark romance rec video without having the queen of dark romance on here. And so that's why I have POS of Shivers and Shadows by Pam Godwin. I don't think nobody can do dark romance like Pam Godwin. So I am sure you guys are sick and tired of me talking about it, but we're going to talk about it again. So, the third book is about to come out in August. It is almost time to be done. So this is the story of Frankie. Frankie lives in Sitka. She is a nurse and she's married. And one day, this guy breaks into her house and he kidnaps her and he takes her to the Arctic Circle because, his boys need someone. And when you hear that, it's kind of like, okay, he's got little kids or something. So is it kidnapping her to be their mom? Now his boys are grown. They're grown men. They're whole men up there. So he kidnaps her, takes her to his place in the Arctic Circle. He is life is really hard up there. She's dependent on him and his sons who hunt and all this. They hunt. That's how they get their food. Or he flies it in. Denver flies it in with his plane, which is the guy that kidnaps her. And there's a lot of mystery as to why she's there. There's just a lot of questions. It is extremely dark. Obviously, with all of these books, check your triggers. But oh my gosh, this book, I read it in January. I beta read it in January, and I still think about it like daily. Probably because I'm waiting for Pam to send me the third book, but I'm still thinking about it daily. This book is just so good, and I don't ever think I do it justice. But it's set in Alaska. It is a dark captive. It is just so good. And just when you think like things are going to be okay, then Pam slaps you in the face and it's not. So it keeps you guessing the whole way through. Loved it so much. Audio for the first book will be coming out in August as well. So, okay, what's your last one?
Okay. Well, I would think you would also agree a dark romance rec video should also include
Lauren Beale?
No.
Who?
Celia Aaron.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Love Celia Aaron so much. I can't wait until we meet her in September. I keep looking for like her pre-order list because I'm like, I already own her books, but I need them all. Like double apparently. So I love Celia Aaron. Yeah, listen to Mandy.
Okay. So I have Blackwood. So this is about Elsie, and Elsie's father has gone missing and she is determined to find him. And she believes that he is somewhere, the last place he was known was somewhere on the Blackwood estate. And so she believes there's clues to where he is somewhere on this estate. And this is like huge, like tons of acres out in the woods type situation that she wants to go looking. And she is also in college and she is working to be like, I think, an archaeologist. And so she needs to go on this dig as part of her into her, getting her degree. And so she tries to talk to Garrett Blackwood to get permission to go on the property. And Garrett is He denies it. He's not a happy camper about anybody, really. He's just grumpy, closed off type guy. And so she forges the information and to pretend like she has permission, and she sets off thinking that he'll never know she's out there. And that's when things get downright dangerous for her, because she is viciously attacked and then taken back to his place. Dun, dun, dun.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really want to give anything else away, but she's forced to stay with him. And it seems really weird when you're reading the book. Like, what? What's happening? There's a lot of stuff happening in this book. So just keep pushing on through it. I don't want to give anything else away. I've already said too much.
Mm-hmm.
Did I really?
No.
Oh, you're like, and I'm like, oh
No, I mean, like, you don't want to give anything else away. You don't want to give.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, it is not a super thick book, but there is a lot packed in here, and it does get pretty dark.
Mm-hmm. And I just think that anything you pick up by Celia Aaron is going to be dark, just like with Pam Godwin, and it's going to be a good time. I have never read a Celia Aaron book I didn't love.
She really enjoys her captives.
Which must be why I enjoy her books so much.
Probably.
All right, guys. So there you go. There are 10 more dark romance X for you.
Okay. Make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us. So make sure you have that notification turned on so you know when we drop surprise videos. And also tell us in the comments, what are your thoughts on dark romance? Do you like the ones that we gave? Have you read these before? What are some of your favorites? What are some that we should read? I love when you guys give us book suggestions in the comments as well. And also, let us know, like, if you like these videos, we will work on getting you more dark romance. If there's something else you're hoping we're going to do, let us know. When I tell you I'm putting it on our list, like, we really do put it on our list and try and figure out when we can work it in based on like what we've already read and what we kind of have planned. So give us those comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.